This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I will take a look at the latest 3-year-old male division news, including the latest Travers workouts. And the next big race in this division is the King's Plate at Woodbine, the first leg of the Canadian Triple Crown on Saturday, August 16th. And let's start by recapping the Grade 3 West Virginia Derby and Ellis Park Derby. Now, the West Virginia Derby was run on August 3rd. East Avenue was the lone speed on paper, but he veered in and he had an uncomfortable start. And he's a need-to-lead type, so when that happened, you knew he was in deep water. And in the very early going of this race, he basically lost the race because Chunk of Gold, adding blinkers for the first time, he was more than happy to take up the running and set the pace after East Avenue made that early mistake. And the pace was slow, 24.17, 48.23. Chunk of Gold was clear throughout. He won by 4 1/4 lengths. McAfee chased from second. He dropped back to third, but then he came again to finish second. Brother Kenny finished a nose in front of Just a Fair Shake to finish third, and East Avenue was a flat fifth. And this is a race he should have been able to control on the front end, but that early mistake cost him any chance because he only knows one way of going. It's get the lead and go as far as he can. Now, the final time in here was 150.97, and it was nice to see the overachieving $2,500 purchase Chunk of Gold pick up his first stakes victory. The Ellis Park Derby on August 10th, an impressive performance here from Big Truzz, and he dominated this race. Now, I picked him on top in the Indiana Derby, and he didn't run well that day. He raced wide, he finished 6th. That was his only below par effort of his career, and the track favored inside speed that day. But he bounced back in a big way at Ellis Park on Sunday. He chased the pace from second, he took over from the early runner Big Boat, and he widened in the stretch, and he won by 7 lengths under Tyler Gaffleone, the trainer of Brian Lynch. Now, his stablemate Jimmy's Dailies outfinished beaten favorite Admiral Dennis for second. Admiral Dennis was running wide in this event, and Big Boat weakened to 4th. Now, the final time was 134.73, 3/5 of a second off the track record. And I'm not sure what's next for Big Truzz, but they might want to consider the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby at Parks after this strong winning effort. Now, hopefuls for the Travers had some workouts recently. Sovereignty, your likely Travers favorite, he breezed 4 furlongs in 48.89 seconds, 17th best of 68 at Saratoga on August 9th, and he went his final quarter in 24.36 seconds and galloped out 5 furlongs in 102.68. Now, this was a solid workout for the Travers favorite, and he does seem to continue to hold his form after winning the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont, and the Jim Dandy. Now, the Jim Dandy seemed to be the race. If you were going to beat him, that was the day because he wasn't fully cranked. He was targeting the Travers. That was his main summer goal, and it was 1 1/8, and he's probably best at 1 1/4. So despite all of that, he was still able to win the Jim Dandy by a length over Baeza, and he will have his final Travers workout next weekend. Now, Magnitude, the horse that's probably the one that's going to be the pace setter in the Travers, because he set the pace in his last 2 stake starts in the Grade 2 Risen Star and the Iowa Derby, and he wired the field, winning those races by a combined 19 lengths. And he's worked 4 times since winning the Iowa Derby on July 5th. His last 3 workouts were at Saratoga, including a 5 furlong breeze in 101.07 seconds, 10th best of 33 on August 9th, and that was in company with maiden winner Shattuck. And he looked strong, galloping out 6 furlongs in 114.09 and 7 furlongs in 126.55. Now, he did need a strong workout like this with a big gallop out because the Travers will be his first start at 1 1/4, and he's only raced once since February of this year. So they really have to get him fit and ready to go that 1 1/4. And his early speed does make him dangerous in the Travers, especially if it's a speed-favoring surface. He's talented and fast enough to give Sovereignty a run for his money. We'll have to see if he's fit enough to go that 1 1/4 because you know Sovereignty's going to love the distance. Now, Jose Ortiz was aboard for the workout, but his winning rider, Ben Curtis, will retain the mount for the Travers Stakes. Strategic Focus, most recently 3rd, is the beaten favorite in the restricted Curlin Stakes at Saratoga. He's been confirmed as a Travers starter. Now, Chad Brown's colt added blinkers, and he worked 4 furlongs in 48.75 seconds, 12th best of 105. And he worked in company with his stablemate Chancellor McPatrick, and Chancellor McPatrick is the one that won the Curlin Stakes when Strategic Focus was third. Strategic Focus looked to have that race wrapped up, but then he failed to change leads in the stretch. Very lightly raced. He's only raced 3 times. So he's one that he's going to have to really improve in a hurry to compete with horses with so much seasoning like Sovereignty. Now for Chancellor McPatrick, as I said, he did win the Curlin Stakes at a mile and an eighth last time, and he's going to be cutting back to 7 furlongs for the Grade 1 H. Allen Jerkins on the Travers undercard. Now Flavien Prat will ride Strategic Focus in the Travers Stakes. Goal-oriented for trainer Bob Baffert. He was the Grade 1 Haskell show finisher, and he's worked twice at Del Mar this month. He went 4 furlongs in 47.80 seconds, 19th best of 105 on August 2nd, and then he went 7 furlongs in 123.80, best of 2 on August 8th. Now, Irad Ortiz Jr. is going to ride goal-oriented in the Travers. If he runs there, he's going to ship to Saratoga if he works well next week. So they're just going to make sure that he has a good final workout, and if he does next week, they are going to ship him to New York from Del Mar to run in the Travers Stakes. Now, your Preakness and Haskell runner-up Gosger, he remains possible for the Travers. He's worked twice this month at Churchill Downs. He breezed 4 furlongs in 49.40, 73rd best of 153 on August 2nd, and then he went 5 furlongs in a minute.60, 7th best of 52 on August 9th. Now, I mentioned Chunk of Gold, your West Virginia Derby winner. Now, he will nominate to the Travers, but he's more likely to wait for the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby at Parks on September 20th. Now, journalism, he had his first workout since winning the Grade 1 Haskell Stakes. He went 4 furlongs in 48.40, 37th best of 120 at Del Mar on August 9th. His next start has not been decided. It's possible that he heads east again. He runs in the Grade 1 Travers. That race is on August 23rd. He could stay in Southern California. He could run in the Grade 1 Pacific Classic against Older Company on August 30th. He'll run against Nisos there if he does go in that spot. Now, we already know that journalism's going to be fine with the distance. Nisos, we don't know yet. He hasn't run that far, but he's very talented. He loves to win races. So it'll be an interesting matchup if journalism does run in the Pacific Classic against older horses. And then there's also the Grade 1 Goodwood Stakes at Santa Anita on September 27th as a prep for the Breeders' Cup Classic. We'll have to see what they decide to do with journalism. Now, Baeza, he worked 4 furlongs in 48 flat, 12th best of 52 at Del Mar on August 7th. Now, there are 3 possible starts for his next start, and the Travers is the least likely of the 3 options for his next outing. He could take on older horses in the Grade 1 Pacific Classic on August 30th, or they could wait for the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby in September. But they would like to run him once before the Breeders' Cup Classic, his main fall goal at Del Mar this fall. Now, the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby winner and your Preakness show finisher, Sandman, he breezed a half mile in 49.70 seconds, 21st best of 76 on the turf course at Saratoga on August 10th. Now, Jose Ortiz was aboard for the turf workout. He went his final quarter in 24.54 seconds. He galloped out 5 furlongs in 102.14, and he was getting out in this workout. So he wasn't keeping a straight line, and Jose Ortiz said him getting out had to do with the tighter turns of the turf course. Now, Mark Casse and Jose Ortiz liked the way he was moving on turf, and because of this workout, he will likely switch surfaces and run in the Grade 3 $3.5 million Nashville Derby at Kentucky Downs at a mile and 5/16 on the turf course on August 30th. Now, Barnes, for trainer Bob Baffert, has not faced the starter since finishing last in a 5-horse field in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby, and he was the one that was bothering journalism when he was down on the inside that day. Now, this one won the Grade 2 San Vicente Stakes, and he was second in the Grade 2 San Felipe Stakes behind journalism. And he worked in company with Travers Hopeful Goal-Oriented on August 8th. I mentioned that workout, 7 furlongs in 123.80. And he's expected to turn back in distance and run in the Grade 1 H. Allen Jerkins Memorial at 7 furlongs at Saratoga on August 23rd. Bob Baffert also plans to start last out Saratoga allowance winner Midland Money and Grade 2 Woody Stevens runner-up Mattocket Road in the Allen Jerkins. Now your 2-year-old champion, Citizen Bull for Bob Baffert, he's been disappointing since winning the Grade 3 Robert Lewis Stakes at Santa Anita Park in February. And he drilled a 5-furlong bullet in 59 flat, best of 65 at Del Mar on August 3rd, and then he worked 6 furlongs in 113, second best of 5 on August 9th. He's going to get some class relief in his next start, and they're going to try to get him back on track in the non-graded stakes Shared Belief at a mile and a 16th at Del Mar on August 31st. Now, gaming is back in form for Bob Baffert. He won the Affirm Stakes on June 8th, and he's been firing bullets, 3 bullet workouts since that victory. No word on his next start, but we'll have to see where they decide to go with gaming. Now, Nevada Beach was mentioned as a Travers hopeful after winning the Los Alamitos Derby on June 28th, but he did not return to the work tab until July 21st, and then he disappeared for 18 days, and then he worked again, 5 furlongs in a minute .80, ninth best of 35 on August 8th. No word on his next start. Another Baffert trainee, the Grade 2 Wood Memorial winner, and that was Rodriguez, and he has not worked since July 14th at Santa Anita Park, and Bob Baffert said there are no race plans and he will freshen this one up. Now your Grade 3 Ohio Derby winner, McPatrick, he's going to make his next start in the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby at Parks on September 20th. He's a New York bred colt, and he had a bullet workout, best of 49 half-mile bullet at Saratoga on August 10th. Captain Cook used to be trained by Rick Dutrow, but he's moved to the Todd Pletcher barn, and he breezed 4 furlongs in 48.83 seconds, 12th best of 52 at Saratoga on August 8th for his new trainer, and that workout was in company with Grade 1 winning filly Candied. He's possible for the Grade 1 Jerkin Stakes. There's a lot of options for Captain Cook for his next start. Now, the Jerkins is loaded with talented sprinters. So in addition to the 3 Baffert runners that I mentioned, possibly Captain Cook, Brad Cox has a pair of stakes winners targeting that race, Patch Adams and Verifire. And speaking of Brad Cox, he has Disco Time ready for to race again for the first time since winning the Grade 3 Lecomte Stakes in January. And when he won that Lecomte, he ran his record to 3 for 3. He was an early Kentucky Derby contender, but then something went wrong. He's been out of action since, but he's worked 6 times at Churchill Downs since July 5th, most recently breezing 5 furlongs in a minute .40, second best of 15 on August 10th. Look for him to show up in a race in the near future. Now, if you're interested in my full card analysis, I'm covering the following full cards this summer, the entire Del Mar summer meet from August 14th through September 7th. Now, the summer meet there started on July 18th. I've been covering Del Mar each day, having a good summer at Del Mar with my full cards, and I'll be covering Del Mar straight through the end of the meet on September 7th. And I also will be offering a Saratoga full card on Saturday, August 23rd, Travers Day. So go to therunawayhorse.com for my upcoming full card schedule and to purchase my full card products. And I will include a link to my shop page in the video description below. Then after Del Mar, I'm going to be doing the autumn meet at Santa Anita Park after that, and then the fall meet at Del Mar after that, including Breeders' Cup analysis. Now, I typically email my analysis 1 or 2 days before race day, and I update tickets after scratches the morning of each race day. And if you're interested in a bonus free pick each day, go over to my website, therunawayhorse.com, and click on my Better Bets free picks page at the top of my homepage, and you'll get a free pick from around the country each day. I'm having a good meet there. I'm having a good run there on my Better Bets free picks page. I've had 6 winners this month. I also do a Del Mar Horse of the Day video each day that Del Mar runs. I've had 7 top choice winners there. So I'm having a good summer giving out these winners in my videos and on my website. And like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.